Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. North London's crown jewel has become boxing's pressure cooker, and the pressure is on Conor Benn to deliver. At a contract weight of 150 pounds, Regis Prograis moving up in weight, looking to knock Benn off his perch. Both promise a fast start. Each have reported 5 first-round knockouts. A crowd in excess of 50,000 on hand for the 4th stadium show in England over the past 12 months, and the crowd erupting with the opening bell, and they meet in the center of the ring. The orthodox Benn, the southpaw Prograis, were scheduled for 10.
Prograis, no matter how old he is, he still has power in that left hand. You see Benn right now sending a message to Prograis that I'm the stronger fighter, I'm the bigger fighter, and Benn's going to try to get a big shot through early on the chin of Prograis.
Mauro Ranallo along with Hall of Famer Andre Ward and David the Haymaker Hay ringside, bringing you all the action. And boy, the action hot and heavy from the get-go. Benn leading with the right hand, opening up on Prograis. Prograis shelling up, trying to fire back.
He's already stiffened the legs of Prograis. Right hook, left hook, the intensity. You mentioned the pressure on Benn. He's the type of guy who likes to apply it and doesn't receive it.
Prograis got to focus on that right jab because he's throwing the left hand and he's missing, and he's swinging his back leg in front, and it's keeping him out there for the counter of Benn.
Prograis with the 1-2 from the southpaw stance, moved his training camp to Las Vegas, working with Kay Karoma. Benn working with Tony Sims as his chief second, and with 1 minute 40 seconds left in the first, a scintillating start to this co-main event.
I think Prograis has to be honest about where he is right now with his legs, because the legs are not as springy as they used to be. So when he comes forward, he leaves himself open. Like I said, he needs to try to counterpunch the hard-charging Benn with the left hand and the right hook. Don't try to go after him right now.
And David, we've seen it now, the evolving trend for Prograis. Lower volume, fewer damaging shots, and numbers that sit well below the elite standards of the sport.
That happens as you get older, but he's tricky and crafty. He just snuck in a cheeky left right down the pipe on Benn. Benn took it, but he doesn't want to take too many of them. Prograis got so many skills. Heads coming dangerously close together as they both come in for the clinch kick. They've both got to watch out for that. Particularly Conor, he doesn't need to be clashing heads.
Benn made short work of the last 37-year-old former 140-pound champion he faced, that being Chris Algieri, who was knocked out in 4 rounds in Liverpool in December 2021.
Right now, Benn does not respect the power of Prograis.
Yeah, nice
Prograis, he's got to try to get something in there that at least Benn feels, so he can think twice before he charges in.
Still some snap to those punches from Prograis.
Prograis seems to be adjusting to the intensity of Benn. Benn touches down on the knee there.
Was that the result of a punch?
I'm not sure. We don't watch the replay on that. It was very, very quick. If it was very flash.
Final 10 seconds of the opening round. Both Benn and Prograis looking to stand their ground, looking to dictate terms. And we are underway.
He buckled his knee on the bell. Perfectly timed shot.
But he didn't go down.
He didn't go down, but he rocked him to his boots. And any success he had in that first round, he would have lost a bit of it there.
You see right here, Benn doing what Benn does. Charge forward, land those big right hands. He's not landing everything, but he's trying to land those big shots. And Prograis did a decent job of getting out of the way until he didn't do a decent job toward the end of the round, where it just takes one shot to get that reaction that we saw and to send that message that, again, I'm the bigger, stronger fighter.
One shot. Do not miss your chance to blow it right there. A nice right hand that tackled the knees of Prograis at the end of the first round. Immediately, Benn comes out, takes the center of the ring, and goes to work behind the jab.
Prograis showed in that round he's still got enough to cause problems. He landed a good head, landed a few good body shots. You know, a few people had told me Prograis was injured and he wasn't ready. His legs, there's something up with Prograis' legs at the moment.
And at times, Benn punches himself off balance, Andre.
Well, that's who Ben is. He'll punch himself off balance and then work his way back on balance. I don't think that's going to change tonight with Conor Benn. That's just who he is, but that's what also makes him dangerous because he fights off rhythm. And he throws punches in places you don't believe he's going to, and oftentimes they're hard.
It's hard to prepare for someone who has that sort of herky-jerky style where they're throwing shots, coming off balance and throwing shots back in. Well, Prograis, I'm impressed with how Prograis is trying to keep Ben at bay and not allow himself to be pressed up against the ropes like lots of Ben's opponents.
And you see Eddie Hearn there right beside Anthony Joshua to the left of your screen, the former promoter of Regis Prograis. There was talk he would not show up here tonight, but he did. I don't know if he had a chance to visit with Prograis in the dressing room, but his former promoter taking in the action as Zuffa Boxing signed Ben to a one-fight deal, and we'll see where that leads as he's looking to take over the welterweight division. But right now he has the veteran Regis Prograis to deal with.
Conor Benn is missing a lot of shots to the head of Prograis. He needs to shoot that shot, the right hand and the jab to the chest, and then ultimately it'll land right on the chin or on the temple of Prograis.
There's a right hand that landed for Prograis, the jab from the southpaw stance.
Got to shoot it a little bit lower. He keeps missing. He's got to make that mental adjustment.
And right now, just like Andre said, 2-1 in terms of connect advantage for Ben, throwing a lot more as well. And Prograis threw the punch.
Bulldog down, bulldog down.
Listen, Prograis not coming forward because he knows that his legs are on shaky ground. So you have to make an adjustment. You're an older fighter, you're a seasoned fighter, but you're a fighter that has miles on him. So he knows that if I'm going to be successful, I have to let Ben lead and I have to counter. That's why you don't see Prograis going forward very much.
Prograis 37 and his opponent 29. Go ahead, David.
Just like that, as you said, he's waiting for Ben to make a mistake to counter. Ben threw a right hand, he slipped on the outside and threw himself a left hook to Ben's body. He's looking at trying to steal big punches. He's not leading off with too much, waiting for Ben. He's throwing plenty of shots to throw something and nailing with a counter.
I think Ben has to think quickness over power. Everything is power now. You know you're the better fighter. If you throw it quick and sharp, it'll land hard.
He should be more interested in how many times can he hit him with shots. Don't worry about the power. It's an accumulative.
We are through 2 rounds at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And when a Category 5 hurricane decimates a coastal town, the storm surge brings something far more frightening than destruction. Hungry sharks. If the flood doesn't kill you, what's beneath will. Crash, now playing only on Netflix. And plenty of sharks in the welterweight division, ready to welcome the likes of Conor Benn back. Let's listen in.
Yeah. You can't reach, you can't reach her. So keep feigning, square him up, bang, down the centre, alright? He said when he took under with the left, that's the only thing he's looking for. So that jab coming over the top of the right. Jab again. Seconds out. 3.
Alright, the third round scheduled for 10 of the contract weight of 150. Ben comes out like a cannon fired, goes behind the jab. And Prograis standing in front of him, already showing some markings under his left eye.
When the physical tools are not where they used to be, you have to find a different way to get the job done. And you see Prograis' brain working. You see him trying to dig in his IQ bag, his experience bag. He's trying to find a way to try to sneak a shot in there that could possibly hurt Ben. But right now, he hasn't been able to. Just too much youth, too much explosiveness, too much speed and power from Ben right now.
And David Prograis competing at the heaviest weight since scaling 151 before his November 2013 fight against journeyman Miguel Alvarez in his 7th pro fight. What do you think thus far?
I think he's doing as well as he can do. He's been asking a few questions. He hasn't been able to maintain the pace. Ben set a tremendous pace.
Hand and a left by Ben.
Consistent rhythm. And this breaks down fighters, particularly older fighters. Ben is wanting to show his conditioning. Ben isn't getting getting tired in here. He can do this all night. He can do 15 rounds of this.
Andre, how much additional pressure is on Ben knowing what we know in terms of his career progressing outside of the ring?
There's a great deal of pressure, and he understands that. You know, hometown fights are not just a gimme. There's more pressure now because you're expected to win. It's one thing when you're trying to prove people wrong, but when you're trying to cement a win that everybody expects you to get with this kind of, in this stadium, with this kind of crowd, it's a huge amount of pressure. And where Ben is in his career and where he wants to go.
Ben working the jab, third straight fight here at his home away from home, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and he's just picking Prograis off with the jab. No real head movement off the center line for Prograis, David.
Prograis using some good head movement. Probably 70-80% of the time he's slipping the shot, but those 20-30% are sliding through just like it did then. But the shots that he would have slipped 4, 5, 6 years ago, they're landing now, and you can't keep taking shots, particularly when someone like Ben, who seems to be throwing.
And we mentioned the jabs, a 2-to-1 edge for Nigel Ben, working the stick effectively. Or Nigel Ben, Conor Ben, thank you. I was too young to call a Nigel Ben fight.
Ben's one of my favourite fighters growing up. The intensity for him, very similar to Conor here.
And fellas, the welterweight division is watching. Oh, not just who's here tonight. The welterweight division is watching. All the big names. They're looking at the good and the bad of Conor Ben right now. And there's not a lot of bad other than Ben not making adjustments to get the right hand through. Throwing, taking the redundant approach and missing shots that he should make an adjustment to, and so he can land it.
Ben seems to have a nice rhythm here. He looks like he's enjoying himself. He's not fighting beyond himself. He seems like he's... I know it looks like he's going hell for leather, but this is him just going through the gears nice and gradually.
All right, guys, ringside tonight, The Sidemen Inside is streaming now on Netflix, where a cast of content creators compete for a £1 million prize. And keep your eyes peeled, as there is even more Sidemen coming up on Netflix very soon. A wonderful evening, a wonderful atmosphere, a wonderful building, and so far a wonderful start for Ben with punches like that.
Landing good shots, but Prograis taking those shots. I thought that Ben would have more impact on those shots, at least early, than he has so far. So hats off to Prograis for being able to take that shot. But for Conor Ben, I want to see him employ a different style. More quickness than power. More speed than power. And if you notice, he's throwing the right hand at the same trajectory, the same way, and he's missing probably more than he's landing.
This is round 4, scheduled for 10 at a contract weight of 150 pounds. And Prograis coming forward behind the southpaw jab. Now the left hand lands for Prograis.
Good shot from Prograis.
Goes to the bottom of the left.
He's a cut on Ben's right eye.
Good call there, David, and so a little adversity here now in the 4th round for Conor Ben.
It's going to give Prograis a little light to see that blood dripping from the eye of Ben.
That's exactly what Prograis wanted to do. He needed some sort of foothold, needed something to give himself confidence going into this fight. As the fight goes further, he's going to need to do something.
Ben opens up on Prograis with a multiple punch combination.
Prograis seems to have risen in terms of energy-wise. He looks like he's...
Yeah, he sees that blood. He sees that blood.
Yeah, best performance of the fight for Prograis in this fight.
He's landing clean shots now. All of a sudden he has the confidence because he's starting to believe that maybe I can win. Maybe I can push the younger fighter back, and maybe I still do have it. It just takes a small thing to click something on in the brain of a fighter who's questioning himself in the moment. Good shot from Ben.
And if you look at the feet, the front foot, the right foot of Prograis, and the left foot of Ben, Prograis always having his right foot on the outside of Ben's left foot, and he's able to come inside. Ben, not that conditioned fighting southpaws, but Prograis, the majority of his opponents have been orthodox, right-handed. So as it gets into the meat of this fight, the skills of the southpaw should have some type of advantage. Or is that advantage going to be enough to outweigh the conditioning youth of Ben?
Final minute of the 4th round, and Prograis has had better work here in the fourth, but Ben still right behind that jab. Blocks that punch.
I'm looking for Ben to make an adjustment, fellas.
He's backing up, retreating, and then firing off a 1-2 that Prograis blocked.
This is when you start to see what's in a fighter's bag. We know you have strength. We know you have power in the right hand if you can land it. You're not landing it the last couple rounds. You need to see an adjustment from Conor Benn to show you how deep his bag really is.
Ben lands a left hook upstairs. There's the jab. They come at close quarters. Body shot by Ben before he clinches with Prograis. Final 15 seconds of the fourth round. The best round of the fight so far for Prograis. Is it enough on the judges' scorecard?
10 seconds. Time.
Side jab, he's got no answers here. You know what I mean? Like moving with nothing like. With a 1-2 nothing in. There's no excuse, you know? Stop doing the double jab. Double jab. Punch! 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 Stop doing the double jab right hand again, yeah? He lands a nice little jab. We've got double jab right hand. Let's see if he can pull the shots off, yeah?
We've been informed that a right hand caused the cut over the eye of Conor Benn. Let's see if we can pick it up.
That looked like a head to me.
Headbutt.
Here we go. As his head comes up, it just glances it. There you
So
go.
it's not a punch.
It's not a punch. That's an accidental head clash.
Fake news.
Yeah, fake news. Oh, sorry, my own eyes.
Left hand there by Prograis to the body.
This is getting interesting now. Ben came out completely controlled and dominated in that last round. Prograis really brought his own ideas to the game.
Yeah, but Ben is opening up here in the fifth, starting to take the fight back to Prograis, but Prograis standing his ground, avoiding a lot of these punches, going to the body with the left hand.
Yeah, but Prograis has tasted the power of Ben. Not to say he can't be hurt, not to say he can't be knocked out, but thus far he's comfortable with what he's felt. So now he's starting to open up a little bit more. Plus the blood that he saw on the eye of Ben. I'm gonna say it again. Ben has shown that he can be strong and powerful. What else do you have? How else can you set the table so you can eat with the punches that you normally knock fighters out with? That's the question I have right now.
What adjustments is he going to make to keep this very, very talented two-time champion at bay?
Prograis is Ben's first southpaw opponent since April 2022 when Ben stopped Chris Van Heerden in 2 rounds, and Ben now flashing the jab, circling Prograis right in front of him. High guard, there's a straight left hand down the middle for Prograis. Ben fires back to the body.
This is where we're going to see what Ben's about now. He's got someone, a world-class fighter in front of him with the game plan. He's trying to really ask him questions, and so far he's answering them. He's answering them really well, but he's going to need to really start digging in. He's only got 10 rounds. It's not a 12-round fight, so we have to get his work done nice and cleanly.
And we're just over a minute left in the first half of this 10-round affair. Prograis gets another shot in, Andre.
Prograis landed some nice shots, single shots, but nice shots
That
nonetheless.
was a good left hook to the body by Ben.
If you're Prograis, you don't acknowledge that shot. Even if you think it was an illegal shot, you got to go back and get your money. You got to go back and take the play back, hit Ben with a body shot. Don't complain about it.
Prograis interested in making this a two-way battle. Prograis going to the body with a series of lefts.
That's
Ben
how you get your
upstairs.
respect.
And these two now earning each other's respect.
See the confidence of Prograis growing by the moment. Ben has to shut that down by landing a good shot that hurts him just like he did at the end of that first round.
There's definitely been a shift in momentum. There was no momentum from Prograis early in the first 2-3
And here
rounds.
comes Ben. 15 seconds left in the first half of this fight. Referee warning Ben.
10 seconds.
But this is what world-class boxing is about. You can't have it your own way the whole time. There are ebbs and flows.
Time.
Gypsy King, Tyson Fury with a tribute to the late great Ricky Hatton on his trunks. R.I.P. Ricky. Of course, Ricky Hatton tragically passed away last September at the age of 46. And I thought Tyson Fury was training himself. That looks like Sugar Hill Stewart wrapping his gloves. Of course, a longtime cornerman for Fury, and of course, we will await his special tribute to Ricky the Hitman Hatton coming up in tonight's main event as, well, Fury's had a tremendous career, but he's 0-4 against retirement.
Corners, 10 seconds.
All right, so how will things go in the second half of this fight? Regis Prograis appears to be gaining more confidence. Conor Benn wants to prove to the world that he is a force to be reckoned with in one of the best weight divisions in the sport, the welterweight division, and the pressure is on. The one-fight deal, the mega money. Is Conor Benn going to rise to the occasion? He got tagged with the left hand right there.
He's been getting tagged with left hands the last 2 or 3 rounds, looking for the adjustment. Not just offensively, but also defensively. When I see a fighter get hit with the same punch in the same hand, it starts to raise questions. Do they know how to get out of the way? Do they know how to make the adjustment? We're watching it in real time right now.
Ben trying to get Prograis to bite down on his feints. Right uppercut by Ben.
I think some of the body work, even though the single shots from Ben have been really, really good, he needs to stay downstairs and then look to come back upstairs. That's how he can shock Prograis and land another good shot.
Another uppercut by Ben.
He's calmed down a little bit and he's trying to pick his shots. But that right uppercut to the body, landing, followed by a right uppercut to the head. There you go.
Step jab, body shot by Prograis.
Looks like another cut on the opposite eye.
And it looks like, yeah, another cut. So now, Ben dealing with cuts over both eyes. David Hayes' unofficial scorecard has this very close. The drama intensifies here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And boy, high drama for Conor Benn, whose face quickly becoming the proverbial crimson mask.
Prograis got to take advantage of the blood going in the eye of Ben, and he's got to try to land the shot while the blood is flowing in his eye. You may be at home and say, oh, that's not fair. This is boxing. That's how it goes.
I remember getting my first cut against Jacob Fragomeni. It was the first time I didn't realize your vision completely blurs. Ben having 2 cuts on either, one on each eye, can really affect his vision.
We have the clash of the giants in the main event. We have clash of heads here between Ben and Prograis, and Ben's father, Nigel, looking on.
And as bad as that cut looks, Ben looks unbothered at the moment.
He does. It doesn't seem like it's affecting him. He's slipping punches. He's not showing any signs of impaired vision.
And there is that sense of urgency now with Ben, knowing he's been cut, amping up his intensity, and the referee telling Ben to stop talking to Prograis. We're the ones paid to talk here tonight, Oscar. Nice clubbing left hand there by Ben.
That hurt. That hurt Prograis. Got his attention a little bit. You see the legs wobble just a little bit.
Ben seems to be faster. He should be using that speed.
One shot.
Fainting.
10 seconds.
So, Conor Benn has been cut over both eyes. Regis Prograis trying to make life difficult for the native son.
5.
Conor Benn's cut man is Mark Seltzer, earning his keep tonight.
I think there's another head clash. That's the thing, when you fight southpaws, an orthodox fighter really needs to be aware that a southpaw who understands that their head can come in nice and low. Usually a southpaw understands that and keeps his chin low, so you become, if you're an orthodox fighter, you end up coming off second best.
These two are going head-to-head in more than one way, and it's definitely impacted Conor Benn, although his performance seems to be in check as we begin round 7, scheduled for 10. Sharp jab lands for Benn to begin the round.
Conor Benn responding the way a fighter's supposed to respond when they get cut. He's unbothered. He's not focused on it. He's staying focused on the opponent and the game plan at hand.
Nice left hand lands upstairs for Prograis.
Like that, Prograis leaned in slightly. Time Conor Benn, a single shot, but a clean shot.
Prograis's legs seem to be a little unsteady. I'm not sure if that's a balance thing or
Or the rumors about an existing injury coming into the fight.
Fellas, no injury. That's just miles on the odometer. That's miles. That's wear and tear. That's all that is. It's nothing about an injury.
It is his 34th professional fight. He's been in many battles, and here he's in another pitched battle with Conor Benn, younger by 8 years, coming off the big win over Chris Eubank Jr. here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and Benn now looking to put together combinations.
Benn's asserting himself, testing the tank, testing the mind and the body of Prograis with 2s, 3s, and 4s, and many of those shots have landed clean in this round.
he's setting a hell of a pace.
He's knocking Prograis off balance.
He is. He really pushed him off balance. The inside work. He's tried to use his advantages, which is his size and his strength and his power.
The key freshness. The key adjustment being made when he started to go to the body with a two-fisted attack.
And that was his corner's instruction.
And that opened up the headshots. The same headshots that he was leading with, that he started missing, now all of a sudden.
Ripping a body shot and another knock to the body. Benn really putting the oomph in those body shots to Prograis.
It's tight, but it's right. Prograis better get his defense up and start hitting Benn to the body, because Benn is ripping both shots. Another shot to the body.
Final minute.
He keeps landing those shots. We might not be here very long because they're landing clean.
Right hand lands for Prograis upstairs. Benn hands a little low, and Benn got momentarily stopped there, but comes for it. Prograis going to the body.
His body shots are draining Prograis. He better get his defense up and protect his body and try to counter Benn. That's another way you stop a fighter from hitting you to the body. You block counter, and he thinks twice before he reaches down there.
The fight offered at 150 with no rehydration clause. Prograis said additional money was negotiated because of the weight situation. Oh, now that weight behind the punches of Benn.
Nasty body attack from Conor Benn. We wanted to see it. We saw it this round.
Keeps targeting the breadbasket. The midsection of Regis Prograis, sapping the energy, looking to steal the soul.
Big round for Benn there, big round. He was loading up with those body shots.
And his father not showing any real emotion either way, the poker face.
Oh yeah, Pops has been there and done that. This is another day in the office. It's his baby boy up there, but he understands what's happening. So you won't see much emotion from Benn. See this two-fisted attack right there. Not that shot. That was Prograis early in the round. But Benn just kept pouring on the pressure. It's the same shot we just saw. Hopefully we get to see some Conor Benn work here, because he did great work in that last round. Ooh, good shot right there underneath the heart right there. Came on a ripping shot around the ear and back to the body. And you saw the offense drop off drastically of Regis Prograis. That's because those shots hurt, and he doesn't want to open himself up to get hit there, but they also physically drain you.
A convivial atmosphere here, an ocean of humanity convening at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And this has been one of the fights they came to see. The co-main event, Conor Benn going to the body with the left hook. Regis Prograis, a former two-time champion at 140, moving up to 150 to meet this challenge. And Benn unloading on the American.
Conor Benn needs to stay in the body. Go to the body first, finish to the head second.
Shoot low, that's right. The more he shoots low, the more Prograis brings his arms down. So when he does go for the head assault, he can show down and go high.
All right, let's take a look at the statistics according to CompuBox as we are into the 8th round, scheduled for 10. And Benn again putting together combinations. Prograis trying to stymie his attack. Prograis' face showing the wear and tear, not just of this fight, but of his career, Andre.
Yeah, it's a long career. And, you know, It is what it is. It's part of the fight game. We all got to deal with it as fighters. But Prograis needs to find another adjustment. Prograis made an adjustment. Now Ben made another adjustment. Does Prograis have anything in his bag to stop these body shots from landing?
Now Prograis sparred with former welterweight champion Shawn Porter as useful preparation because, of course, Porter brings a lot of pressure. But he's even bigger than Ben, and Prograis thought that the work with Porter would help him avoid the physicality of Ben. That's not been the case.
Well, sparring is great. You need it to get you ready, but it doesn't tell the whole story. You have to execute when you get in there with the opponent in real time, small gloves, and in front of a live crowd.
Pace has abated a bit here in the 8th as Prograis looking to go to the body. Ben using that upper body movement.
I think one adjustment Prograis can make is hit Ben to the body. He's had success, not a lot, but at moments when he does throw, it's working for Ben, it can work for Prograis.
This is the perfect match for Ben. He's been asked questions, he's had to dig in deep.
What about the questions that boxing fans may be saying, yeah, but he's fighting a blown-up 140-pounder?
The guy's landing shots. Prograis landing good quality shots. And what did he weigh today? He's not too.
Came in at 148.1.
John Suckins.
Under the 150-pound limit. And for Ben was 149.5. Oh, body shot, and the right hand's up there.
Ben taking control here, taking back control.
Yeah, body shots going, right? Body head, yeah? That little short while going there. Keep on back when you come in, look.
One of the few left hands that Regis Prograis landed right there. And he often lands when Conor Ben gets over anxious and he misses a shot, and all Prograis has to do is just turn the left hand over, which is a natural punch for Prograis.
Get underneath, look. Start banging him up now, right? Makes him bang up bad. Off his eye, John.
Coming up, the much anticipated main event, the Clash of the Giants. Two-time heavyweight champion Tyson Fury returns after his 5th retirement against knockout artist Arslanbek Makhmudov. That will come your way minutes after the conclusion of tonight's co-feature attraction, the penultimate round, and Conor Ben putting together the combinations as we look at David Hayes' unofficial scorecard, and he has been pulling away.
Can Prograis find a way to get to the end of this fight, because Conor Ben is applying a lot of pressure, and can Ben find a way to get a shot or the shots through that stops the veteran Regis Prograis?
Obviously, it's easier said than done, David, but how much would a knockout help Ben moving forward?
I think exactly what's happened is the perfect thing. He's getting quality rounds, and it's very difficult to get rounds against Ben. So this is the type of fight, it's a learning fight. If he can get the stoppage, great, but he doesn't want to risk walking onto something just to get the ring. He's won the majority of the rounds. And remember, he's a young fighter coming through. These are quality fights, and he's going to get better from.
And when you look at the lay of the land at welterweight, what do you think about Ben's performance when you consider what the championship level is like in this division, Andre?
Yeah, Ben is going to have to continue to grow, because you can start getting to that upper echelon in the welterweight division. It's going to be adjustments and more adjustments and more adjustments that are made at that level. And this fight is going to be compared to the fight that Devin Haney had with Regis Prograis. You can bet that.
Ben starting to find some flow. Right hand on the inside as they clinch. Minute and a half left in the 9th round. Body shot by Ben.
Very good body shot.
There, Prograis going to the body.
So Regis is a dog, man. He's tough. He's got no quit in him. And even though offensively he's not putting forth enough effort, the toughness and the durability is there, and I respect that.
And while he may be past his peak, like you said, he's got the experience, the athletic instincts, and the proven punching power. He has never been stopped.
I can see why as well now. Ben's landed some concussive shots. Many fighters in and around this weight who wouldn't have to take this type of abuse.
Ben with 14 knockouts, Prograis with 24 KOs. Just over 30 seconds left in this, the penultimate round.
Ben hasn't given Ben's pace, his fitness, his conditioning. He looks the same as he did in the first round. I don't know why this was a 10-rounder.
Yeah, Prograis, his face beginning to look like it was put together like a ransom note, Andre. He's eating a lot of leather upstairs, but he is tough.
He's hit with a lot of leather and he's light skinned, man. And light skin problem. You know, if the wind blows too hard, you're gonna have a mark on your face.
Yeah, swelling over
Side.
around the eye of Prograis as we have reached the 10th and final round. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, responsible for this huge night. Oh, who we got there? Queensbury, the promoters.
Greg Warren in the house.
Yes. Interesting what's going on in the sport of boxing, but look at Tyson Fury. He feels good. Dancing to the Godfather, James Brown. And while James Brown may have been the hardest working man in show business, Tyson Fury loves to put on a show. So the 10th and final round here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Will Conor Benn
Let's go, 10th and final round.
on the show? Can Regis Prograis pull out one last big punch?
You know Ben wants a stoppage. He's wanted it from the first round, and he's doing whatever he can to get it.
Including pushing Prograis down.
Time called.
If he doesn't stop Prograis, it wasn't through a lack of effort, put it that way. Prograis is literally falling all over the place. Back there, very unsteady legs.
What about the adage that once you move up in weight, it's harder to move back down? He's only 29, so is that a problem for a guy like Ben? We haven't seen any of those issues here tonight in terms of his power, right?
No issues with the weight. If he goes 3 pounds south to 147, I think he'll be fine. He said that as much, so we have to take him at his word until we see otherwise.
Left hands from Prograis. There's the jab from Prograis. Ben misses with the right as they clinch. Just over 2 minutes left in the fight. And according to David Hayes' unofficial scorecard, Regis Prograis will indeed need his 25th knockout to pull out the victory.
Prograis still in there, still chucking shots. Ben's still got to stay alert. Prograis going to the bitter end.
Backing Prograis up. Prograis saying, come into the corner. I'll set a
He
trap.
came in with a head. He came in with a head there.
There have been 3 accidental head clashes.
That one didn't look accidental.
And that's
It looked
why
like
it
he
didn't
called-
produce blood.
It looked like he called him in, and as he came in, he walked into his head. That was an old trick, right? An old trick of his.
The final 60 seconds of this co-feature. Conor Benn coming off victory here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Chris Eubank Jr., including dropping him in the final round against the double-tough former 2-time champion at 140 pounds, Regis Prograis, coming up in weight, has never been stopped. What do they have left for us?
I think this is a good, solid victory, a workmanlike victory from Conor Benn. I think what we're seeing tonight is 70% Conor Benn and everything he brings to the table, and 30% Regis Prograis and what he doesn't have anymore. That's what we're seeing on display tonight.
And there's Eddie Hearn sitting at ringside, not showing any emotion. You wonder what he thinks of Benn's performance tonight after leaving his longtime promoter for Zuffa Boxing. Benn trying to outbox Prograis here in the final round.
10 seconds.
It will come to the three judges at ringside to determine a victor, but from where we sit, it's all Conor Benn.
Judges scorecard side.
All right, we will get the official decision when we come back live on Netflix.
If you ever considered creating a Category 6, this would be it.
Watch. Thrash. Now.
Mommy's just gonna buy some sharks.
Thrash now played only on Netflix. Rated R.
Nunca imaginé que algún día estaría teniendo un show en Tokio.
Here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, will it be Conor Benn or Regis Prograis? We will momentarily find out. Prograis marked up, so is Conor Benn after those accidental clashes, but part of being a professional fighter is having to overcome adversity of all kinds, building character and building that mental and physical fortitude. Both of them are showing off the vestiges of what was a 10-round battle. Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua sitting at ringside. It's good to see AJ in the house after suffering that personal tragedy. And of course, he will be watching the main event with vested interest. Because if Tyson Fury prevails over Arslanbek Makhmudov, plans are to stage the biggest fight in British boxing history. A big fight for both Benn and Prograis, and I believe we've got the official decision. Let's go back to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. All three judges scored the same, 98-92, for the winner by unanimous decision, Conor the Destroyer